Otherwise, it's a team meeting.
Good morning. I'm
Bye, Molly.
I'm in Las Vegas, so
Oh, what you doing in Las Vegas?
my mom lives down here, so we are here for the holidays.
Nice, nice. Okay.
So
Well,
this is your last Agent Power Huddle, right?
yeah, my last Agent Power Huddle. Um,
I didn't want to miss it.
yeah, I don't think anyone, maybe we didn't announce it well enough. I don't know. Or maybe just people aren't coming because it's the last day, last Friday of the year and it's holiday week. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, because you didn't plan anything. You're doing Q&A. Huh?
Is it Q&A?
Uh, uh,
How about we talk about like how about we can recap a little bit of what's happened in 2024, and I know 2025 is like we're got to figure it out, but we can recap a little bit of 2024 and talk about what we're taking into 2025 with us.
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so let's recap 2024. So, did you, Molly, make your goal this year?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Okay.
My goal was to sell 10 houses, and I did not.
How many did you sell?
7.
So you got 70% of your goal.
Hmm.
That's not bad. It's not bad. And when did you, but was 2024 your first year in real estate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 houses your first year.
Hmm.
That's pretty good. I would say take that as a win. That's a good win. My first year I did 9. My second year I did 18. So the more confident I got with real estate, the more it just started flowing to me. So here we go. Christine, hi, how are you? We are doing a Q&A because it is bye-bye 2024. I did not bring anything to teach today. So this is all about you and everyone that's on this call. You're on the spotlight now. So how did 2024 go for you?
A lot of family things going on, but not too. Real estate wasn't good. Wasn't good at all.
Okay. Okay.
But this year, the new year is that's gonna change.
So is everything okay with family?
Oh no, it's okay now. It's okay. Just everybody has something going on, and it's just like
Yeah.
trying to help them, be there for them, and But it 2020, I think 2025. I hope it's going to be a good year.
Okay. So can I
Mindset. I got to change my mindset.
yeah, I'm gonna say something.
Yes.
So hope is a 4-letter word. There's not really any 4-letter words that I think are very positive words. Like good is good. The great is better. Right? Hope is like a wish.
You're right. Never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm. So like if you hope it's going to be better, what are you going to do to actually make it better in 2025?
Like I said, I'm gonna change my mindset.
Okay.
I
Love that. Good place to start.
um to kept my negative thoughts, change them, use Krista's little bracelet, which I have in my bedroom, and switch it to the positive.
Okay.
And yeah, and not really care if this person that has something to say about me doesn't really care, like me. I don't care. Whatever. You don't have to like me, or just I don't have to get along with everybody. Because I don't know you got some people like I know they're even family, very cool, and some are just little little nuts in my eyes. So I'm just gonna like stop being so hard on myself and love myself more.
Yeah. One thing I've learned over my many, many years in this world, I'm kidding. One thing I've learned is to give myself grace. And that's one thing that we talk about goals and we talk about like what we want to accomplish in a year, right? But we don't always accomplish that, and that's okay. Like a goal, like if you have a goal in mind, that's a lag measure. That's something that you can't actually control. You cannot actually control whether or not you meet your goal. Like just if you think about it, like you cannot control it. What you can control are the action steps that you take to ensure that you will. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like So if you're looking at 2024 and there's a lot of things that happened, like let's not focus on that. Let's also not focus on just changing our mindset. Why don't we put some actionable things in place that we're going to do to change our mindset? Like the bracelet. Great idea, right? But what are some other things that we can do to help you shift your mindset? Because that's really important. Because mindset is 100. I'm going to be honest. Mindset is 100% of real estate.
Yeah.
100%.
Confidence.
Yeah. Confident.
Big time.
Mm-hmm. So what do you need? Like, what do you need, Christine? Like, I'm here right now. I can help you. What do you need to help you get more confident or to help you get a better mindset? How can I help you do that?
I'm pretty much I'm pretty much figuring it out right now on my own. I'm just gotta, like I said, get up every day, be happy that you're alive, right? And just whatever you said you're gonna do that day, whether it's call 10 people or video text 10 people, say when I wish you a happy new year to whoever or from my client list or just people that I know, just wake up positive and do as many positive things you can in that day and don't let anything get you down. That's it. Right.
Yeah. And if things do get you down, give yourself grace if it did, because you're a human being and you are allowed to have emotions and you're allowed to have feelings and you're allowed to have days where you're just not feeling it 100%, right? So I have a rule. This is one thing that helped me with my mindset, was giving myself a rule. So I said, you know what, when something gets me down, because we are all human. I have those days too. I have those moments in life. Sometimes they're months upon months where I'm just like not feeling it, right?
Yeah.
So you got to give yourself a time limit to be down. Give yourself a time limit. My time limit is 36 hours. That's it. So I'm like, okay, so if something's going to stop me, if something's going to bring me down, I'm going to give myself 36 hours to be down and not do anything about it. Because sometimes we just want to feel. Like sometimes we just want to feel, right? Whenever there's family things, health things, there's so many things that try to take us out. And like, they can even talk about industry related things like this NAR settlement, the election, like there's so many different things that happen in 24 that are reasons why we can feel down, and they are all very valid. And I'm never going to tell somebody, no, you cannot be a human being ever. So what I do is I allow myself time. I say, cool, I'm going to 36 hours to just feel. And whatever that means, however that is. After 36 hours, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put actual actionable steps in place. So then I'm going to build more confidence. I'm going to define what that actually means. I'm going to, after I've defined what that means, I'm going to put a step in place to let's pretend it's like reviewing contracts. I don't know. I just talked to an agent yesterday and it's more confidence in contracts. So that's why it's fresh on my mind. So if it's reviewing contracts, for example, okay, cool. I'm going to read the very first page of the purchase and sale agreement, and I'm going to understand the 5 negotiating factors on that purchase and sale agreement. And I'm going to feel that's going to help me feel more confident. Right. So it's like putting actual action steps in place and then holding yourself accountable to those. That's when you'll start to see that mindset shift, and you'll start to see that confidence boost when you allow yourself to say, you know what, who cares? 2024 is in the past. Didn't do what I want to do, but here's what I'm doing in 2025, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Right.
That's my 2 cents there. Okay. So Christine, if you need any help figuring this out, I do offer a free 15-minute session. So Andy or Tyler can find the link for you and put it in the chat. I encourage you to take advantage of it. It's a one-time offer. Like you can take advantage of it one time. So I encourage you to take advantage of it. And we can talk a little bit more deeply on what your goals are. And I'd be happy to help you put a quick plan in place for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see who else. We're talking end of 2024, moving into 2025. I'm talking to people that I can see on camera because the rest I can't see. Isabel. You're up. I see you.
Well, from me, I work with my sister, and I'm just going to continue working on my marketing projects for 2025, and trust that we're going to see more results, because 2024, it was very challenging for us, but we still kept in being consistent with our work. But at the same time, this year we're going to start working other strategies in terms of being more involved in the community. She's going to be, what do you call it? She's going to be active, in one of the local chambers, and, we'll start doing more local events, somehow collaborating with other business owners. So that's where I'm at. For me, it's just being more consistent. I've been consistent throughout this year, but I'm just going to continue being consistent in 2025. And we'll just see if if these changes will improve our business.
So I would say that's a great strategy. I just had this conversation last week. And business to business collaboration is literally the way I built my business. It's what takes me, it's what carries me today. Like I get referrals from businesses in my local area. Like this is what actually will carry your business forward. Small businesses want to help small businesses 100% of the time. Right? Like you're thinking about what you like to support and what you like to shop. Do you like to shop small, or do you like to go to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Amazon because it's super convenient. But when I don't go to Amazon, I will go to like downtown Sumner and I'll shop at the boutiques, and I'll make friends with the boutique owners. Or I'll go to like the coffee shops that are not Starbucks, and I'll like make friends with the business owners, right? So your business to business connections are going to be a big good source for you. I would encourage you to think of other opportunities to connect with business owners outside of the Chamber of Commerce. So don't get me wrong, Chamber of Commerce is great. It does cost money. And sometimes, because the events are organized, you don't necessarily have the ability to network as much as you would if you were to create an event on your own organically. And that just depends on personality types. Like I believe it or not, hate networking events. I don't like to sit there. I don't like referral groups. I don't like to feel like I have to like have my spiel about what I do. Right? Don't get me wrong. I have a really good elevator pitch, but I don't really like it. I don't really like to use it because to me, it feels like an elevator pitch, right? What I'd rather do is call up a business owner and say, hey, you've got a great spot. I want to bring 25 of our local business owners into your community. And here's what I'm going to do. In exchange for you giving me the spot for free, okay, I am going to send out 100 mailers. I'm going to run ads. I'm going to do some social media content. We'll even include you in our social media content. We'll include you in our e-newsletter to our clients, our mail newsletter to our clients, whatever. So when you do that, you're able to go one to many on a much more, at a much rapid pace and in a more like authentic, organic manner. Like Chamber of Commerce is great, right? It's not saying it's not at all. It's a good business solution for a lot of people, but you can, in addition to that, start doing a little bit more of your own individual collaborations.
Yeah, because one thing I was talking to my sister as well is that trying to do like Popeye events, just showing up in the community and just letting people know what we have available. So that's a really great idea that you just gave me too. So I'm definitely gonna
Yeah, my favorite thing ever was when I had my friend. So when I first got into real estate, I had a friend who was just getting into creating his video studio. Now he's way too expensive for me. Now I can't even afford his services anymore. But he was so good, right? And so I got to take advantage of him, and not advantage of him, but we got to take advantage of each other's support when we were building. And so he would come down to my area and he would just grab his camera. He had 2 or 3 cameras, and we'd go and we'd do driving tours, right? For my YouTube channel, we'd do driving tours. And on one of our driving tours, I was like, oh, that's a cute little coffee shop. I mean, I live like a minute from here and I've never seen that. Let's go in there. And he's like, yeah, let's bring the camera. So he got excited, brought the camera in, and I just walked in doing my thing because it was just such a good energy connection that he and I had that he would just film me, and it was normal. He would like whatever. So I asked the business owner, can I get a little bit of content for my vlog on YouTube? And I said, I have a YouTube channel, Living in Lake Taps, and I want people to understand like what it's like to live here. And I love our small business community. And she's like, absolutely, but just mind my customers. Like she didn't want her customers in the video. Fair enough. And then he did his thing. I ordered my coffee. I did whatever, and I just started talking. I like to talk to people. Like I'm very much of a talker. When I get one-on-one with people, I'm like, yeah, right. And so she she was like, so what's your blog for? And I said, honestly, I sell real estate in the area, and I just think it's really important that people understand how much of an awesome community we have. And she's like, oh, cool. And I said, you like what we could produce for you. I can do one for you and just your shop. We can interview you and everything. And she's like, absolutely. So then I did. And then when I did that, I went back to her and I was like, hey, look what I did. I put it into my drip campaigns. I plugged in some Facebook ads. I ran it on YouTube, did a bunch of stuff to it. And I went back and showed her like, hey, look what I did. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I said, here's what else I'd like to do. I send out about 5,000 postcards to our local community. I'd love to feature you in our postcard. And so what I'd like to do is a bounce back. So if they bring you the postcard, I'd like to get them a cup of coffee. And she was like, absolutely. So we did that as well. And then what happened is on one of my visits in, because none of my visits did I ever talk about real estate ever. On one of my visits in, she was like, hey, can I talk to you? And she like pulled me to the corner of the cafe. And she was like, we're thinking about selling our house. We want to buy a compound for our family. So we have my house, my daughter's house, and my son's house. We want to sell all three of them and combine them into one. And we want you to help us. And so that turned out to be just like the best connection, the best organic connection. So when you're thinking about business to business marketing, think outside the box of referral groups and chamber of commerce and just do the things that you like to do organically. And if I'm being honest, when I get back to building my real estate business at a big capacity again, that is exactly what I'm going to do. Forget all the other stuff. Like I like social media, of course, because you use social media as a tool, as an extra tool to help you boost what you're doing. But business to business and getting out there in like my community is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing that, we also like to, network with other business owners as well, because we have just a business background. We've always been entrepreneurs. And we love to feature businesses, small businesses. So that's one thing that we're also going to continue doing that in 2025.
Yeah. Do you do a monthly newsletter to your database?
I actually do a weekly newsletter.
Okay. And then do you feature small businesses in that?
Yeah, occasionally when we do like small business videos, yeah, we put them in there as well. And I do put them on social and also on YouTube. But we're going to continue doing that in 2025.
Great. I love it. One good way to really get businesses to feature in your newsletters is to go into your past client pool and see which of your past clients are entrepreneurs. Well, one thing we do, like I have quite a few clients that are entrepreneurs. It's also my ideal client is an entrepreneur, business owner, or a CEO executive. So I have a lot of them, and it's an awesome way to like stay connected with your past clients, right? Rather than like, hey, do you need any referrals for any contractors? This is what we're taught to do, right? Well, hey, I want to feature you in my next month's newsletter. Can you send me a quick headshot and a blurb about yourself? And 100% of the time, they say yes. And what happens is when I'm calling them to ask my past clients, if I can feature them in my newsletter, they're like, oh, you know what, actually. And so they remember Lynea is a real estate. She helped me buy my house. She helped me sell my house. I know someone else who's buying or selling. So the more you can stay in touch with your past clients and utilize them for your marketing purposes, the better it's going to be.
Okay. Thank you for sharing those tips. Appreciate it.
Hopefully that helps. Okay. And I'm always asking you what you put in your newsletter.
I put mortgage updates every week. I also highlight like a video for a builder that we go and feature. And also I include 2 local events. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm. I like it. We do open house squeeze page. We do a small business shout out. We do a client story, always a client story, and then a blog, whatever blog post is out there. So those are the 4 things we put in our newsletters.
Lynea, can you pull up like a sample of what maybe like one of your newsletters looks like?
Yeah, I just do it in KV Core. So you can do it directly through KV Core, unless you have another mail server. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Newsletter. Search. So you're going to see the edited version versus the actual version of it, just so you know, because I don't really have KV Core. I don't think it lets you see a version, but we do. So we have a quick like upcoming events. This is when we had our Tacoma Rainier's opening day, which we're going to run again in March. We had a small business shout out. So we just go back, we go to the small business and just, if we don't know them, we just go to them and ask them, can you take a photo of you? And they're all, look at this. They're always excited. Yeah, let me just take a selfie. And they love it, right? My blog post, which is secrets most sellers don't know about. Most sellers. Oh gosh, I can't believe I missed that spelling. Secrets most sellers don't know about. And then we have current listing, our featured listing or open houses, whichever it is. This is a featured listing, obviously, because we had one, and a client story. So pretty easy. No, like it's really not that hard. The only content is like what event you're going to have or host, who's your small business, whatever your blog post is, and news, you can actually go back and do old blogs. No one really cares if it's new or old in your newsletters. So if you have old YouTube videos or old Facebook posts that you put out and you did some sort of like seller tips or buyer tips, like that can easily be a blog post that you share directly into your newsletter. Super easy. So
Awesome. Thank you.
all right. What else? We're talking 2024 review and what we're doing for 2025. We've got a couple of other people up here today. Got a little bit of ideas, which I love. What's going on? My last one. This is the last Agent Power Huddle I'm hosting. You've got 8 more minutes of my brain, 8 more minutes of my time, unless you're in my membership program. So use it. What y'all need? Anyone? Nothing.
I need to learn KV Core.
Yeah. Hey, the core. Easy.
Yeah.
These letters
It's really nice. I like
these letters are super simple
Very
in
nice.
KV Core. Yeah. Yeah. You just got to have all of your contacts in there and make sure they get to the right people. And then, figure out the sending thing. Downside to KV Core newsletters is it doesn't show you the send, like how many people received it, how many people opened it. That's the downside of it.
Oh,
So if you like stats, KV Core is probably not the best one for you, but it's like that for pretty much anything with email. So,
Okay.
But, okay.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, of course.
I apologize. I kind of popped in really late. So,
No problem. You're here.
right. That's a win after the Christmas coma and everything, So, actually, I think I have heard that it is possible to utilize Google Pixels or Facebook Pixels somehow in KV Core code, where you will create a unique pixel. Then you have to have a spreadsheet for all email addresses, of the people in your database. And then you create a unique pixel for each email address. And then, if you're good with coding, whatnot, you can actually import it, and automatically email to every person in your database. Have you heard anything about that in KV Core? Is that possible so you can track the open rate?
Well, let me see. It sounds very techy. It sounds like something I probably wouldn't dig my head into because I feel like that's a lot of work. Unless you're really techy, you have someone who can do it. That'd be a great idea. Let's see here. Let's go into KV Core and let's look and see what you can put into a client here, into a lead inside KV.
Yeah. No, I don't think you have to. You will be able to do it in a client. You have to create a newsletter and have a customized HTML code that will have a newsletter link to each individual pixel. So theoretically, I think it may be a little bit kind of a numbing, but you will have to create an individual letter for each potential person in your database. But if you can automate it, and if you know how to write code, and there are lots of little kind of a keystroke and a mouse recording softwares that's available there for you to do that. I don't think you can do it by inputting a pixel into each individual client in KV Core. It has to be different. It has to be kind of a back around way.
Got it. Yeah, I have no clue. I'm not gonna lie, Josh. I love that. I love that you heard that, but I'm gonna tell you where that goes. That goes way over my head. Like,
I also went over mine, but I kind of thought maybe you heard. Okay.
no, I don't know. I'm sure it's possible because like KB Core there's a lot of things you can do. I'm sure it's possible. I mean, Joy just raised her hand when you said it, so maybe Joy knows.
Oh, I raised my hand to tell you about my year.
Oh, like that.
I don't know, Josh. That's a good question. I think that would, like, if you were to do it, hold on, let me just look on here real quick. What's in your editor?
I'll say that I understand what Josh is saying. And
Yeah, I do.
ability, but I would want to hire someone if you had to create a distinct newsletter for each person you're delivering.
Well, because there's an HTML in here. So you would have to bring the HTML field and then, well, then you have to put the code in here. I bet that's probably what he's talking about.
Right. So you create basically, you take all your email addresses that you have with names of, your clients. Then you put them into Excel spreadsheet or Google Doc sheet.
Uh-huh.
Then Google Pixel is created for each individual person. And then you automate all of that to create an individual newsletter for each person. And really, if you're not clicking yourself manually, it doesn't really matter. It's all automated. The script is running.
Okay.
All right. I just thought I'd throw that at you. Maybe.
Now I'm probably going to look at that. So thanks for that rabbit hole, Josh.
Hey, here we go. Hey, I'm going to contact you, see if what you found out.
Okay, please do.
All right.
Joy, what was your?
Oh, you were asking people about their year.
Yeah.
So, I'm still digesting my year. I'm in that phase right now. But it was an interesting year because, as you know, in the beginning of the year, all my transactions blew up. And, even 2 days before closing. So it was a terrible year. It turned out at the end of the year to be so far my best year. And so there are a lot of lessons in there about once I let go a little more and decided to have a little more fun with my business got better. And, I'm still digesting it, but it's an interesting, there are a lot of lessons for that. And I do like to sit down at the end of the year and look back and say, what did I learn? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about faith. I learned about trusting myself. I learned about leaning into my resources because I would say that you were so helpful to me and so supportive that it made a difference in my year.
You definitely had a killer end of year.
I did. And it was really hard not to fall into a black hole and stop doing the things I needed to do. And I needed to be consistent with what I did and believe that it was going to work out in the end.
So what was the biggest lesson that you can share with everybody that you learned?
I think that was probably the biggest lesson, was to learn to love more the process more and just keep doing the things, even when I really wanted to fall into a dark hole. I mean, there was no income for a while and it was scary.
Yeah.
Really scary.
2024, beginning of the year, I mean, I had one closing in January and then I didn't have anything until May, February, March, April, 3 months, right? And while I always have at least 3 months in reserves, like, so when that happens, it's like, I'm still going to be able to afford my life and my business and my people. But still, like, there was definitely a couple times in the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, we gotta sell some houses. We gotta sell some houses, right? And then all of a sudden, like May, June, July, August just blew up. So I think the thing is, like, one of the lessons that I took from that was, I'm super thankful that I had EXP because EXP revenue share and EXP stock actually helped carry me. So I'm super thankful for EXP for that. B, I realize how grateful I am to have learned about financial stability and how important reserves are. Like, it's one thing, like when I first got into this business, like, no one teaches you about the financial side of the business. Like, and this is why real estate agents for the most part tend to struggle. They're going on a roller coaster because we don't learn how to budget our money and to be able to look ahead and say, okay, These are my business expenses. This is how much I need to survive on a daily, on a monthly basis, just to survive, just the survival number. Now, the thrive number is a very different number than the survival number.
My too. Yeah.
Very different. Like my thrive number is 8 figures more than my survive number. Okay. So there's that. But that's one thing I will say that one of the lessons I learned was the importance of those reserves and of having a business budget and of having a financial plan and of understanding where your money's going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
I cut a lot out at that.
yeah, there's, and and there's more than just cutting, right? There's also like focusing on how to actually earn money versus like focusing on just, what to cut, right? Think about you're eliminating, it's a negative, right? Where what can you add? Because you can really easily want me to tell you all how to make $10,000 in your pipeline in the next 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to show you right now. Okay. I want you to write this down and I want you to do this because how many of you could use $10,000 in your pipeline?
Always.
Who could? This is how you put $10,000 in your pipeline. Okay. Starting on January 1st, I want you to scroll back through your phone. I want you to go to your text messages in your phone. And I want you to scroll back to January 1, 2024. And I want you to look, I guarantee you're going to have at least 5 of these conversations. I want you to find all of the conversations that you started with someone at the beginning of the year, whether it be January, February, March, about buying or selling a house, but that you never finished. There's going to be some in your phone, guarantee it. If you don't have any, that's a totally different conversation about how you're actually making real estate business happen, because most of us will have money right here waiting. So then what you're going to do when you see that text message is you're going to send them a message and you're going to say, hey, Joy, I'm so sorry. The year got away from me. I wanted to check in. You were going to buy a house in 2024. Did that ever happen? And then they're going to say yes. And you're like, oh, shoot, bummer, darn it. I should have followed up, right? And then, or they're going to be like, no, I didn't. And you're going to say, oh, okay. Is that something you're going to do in 2025? That's the first place you're going to start with these. That's going to put $10,000. I promise you. Unless you literally are never talking to people about real estate. If you're never talking to people about real estate, you will probably have no messages in your phone. Okay. And if you're never talking to people about real estate, the only thing you need to do to put 10,000 in your pipeline over in the next 30 days is to talk to 8 people intentionally every single day about real estate. That's it. Like actually talk to people. So if you need $10,000 in your pipeline, that's how you do it. Find it in your phone. If you don't have any in your phone, it's a good sign that you don't have enough conversations.
I actually started going back every week on Friday after we have these calls, and I look to see because I get so many text messages that I don't always follow up with. I'm not great about it. And I've been going back and starting the conversation again. Just to make
you should also do it like on Facebook, like Messenger, LinkedIn, whatever, wherever else you get messages. Because I have a ton on Facebook business page, so that's what we're going to be doing. My team will be going through my Facebook business page and restarting conversations with all those people from the beginning of the year. So there you go, $10,000 in your pipeline in the next 10 days. And the only thing that's going to stop you from doing this is you. By the way, if you don't actually do it, it's not going to happen. If you don't actually have intentional conversations, I mean conversations about real estate, not conversations about, they can start differently. They can start with what are your goals, how's family, et cetera, et cetera. But an intentional conversation needs to be a conversation about real estate. So however you want to get to that conversation is a completely different topic. But you need to be having 8 intentional conversations every single day. If you do that, I promise you, you will fill your pipeline with $10,000 within the next 30 days, if not sooner. Joy.
I'm going to do it because I have to do it. I was going to just circle back to what you said about, the financial planning. I thought I was good last year with like a good 3 months, and then things kept blowing up. So I'm going into 2025 with my 1-year survive budget. Because I need the security. I notice, oh, this is a good answer for Molly. When things get tough, I start to shut down. I realize that about myself. She asked me what the biggest lesson was. This could be a mindset thing for other people too. When things get tough, when the finances get tight, I start to shut down, and it's really hard for me to reach out and connect with people. So I love what you just told us about, going back and finishing the loop with those conversations, because it'll keep us from shutting down if we're worried or behind, because I'll just be like, I want to go in my cave and not talk to people, or even mindset emotionally, I'll shut down if things get tight. Because like you said, it's that contraction, it's that financial contraction too.
And money is the biggest stressor. It is the biggest stressor in most of our lives. Like that, we're here because we like to make a lot of money, or we need to make a lot of money, but we don't do the actions that we need to do to make it happen on a regular basis. Okay. So then we stress because we don't have the money. And then what happens when you start to attract negative energy? What happens? You get more of it.
Right.
And money is an energy. Money is not tangible unless you have cash in your pocket. And your $20 or $30 that you have in your pocket really isn't going to buy you anything, not even a tank of gas these days. So, like, money is not tangible. It is full on, 100% an energy. It will give you what you give it. If you treat money like it is a negative thing, being stressed out about it, like focusing on the fact that you don't have any, you will continue to have stress and no money. But if you focus on, in those times of need, if you focus on what can I do to earn more money? Who can help me earn more money? How can I bring more money into my life? What can I do with more money? Money will start coming to you. Promise. That's just the law of attraction. That's how it works. Okay, so I think everyone here is in my Facebook group, but I'm going to put the link in the chat real quick, just in case you're not. I would like you to join that, because that is where you're going to be able to get a hold of me moving forward. Make sure that you join our accountability calls. So, we have them Monday through Thursday. If you don't have an accountability call, I promise you the ones that we have are different. They're different than other ones. You actually are getting held accountable. We will not let you leave the call without a specific commitment. And then you'll have to come back the following week, and our leaders are going to ask you what yours was, because they're actually documenting all of your commitments for you. So you're getting some really, really good accountability. So if you need some growth and you want something to help you move you forward in 2025, the accountability calls are the thing. They are posted in the group, in my Facebook group, on the featured posts. So please check them out. And thank you all for coming to my calls every day for the last 2.5 years. And I hope to see you in my Facebook group. And wish you.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Yeah.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.